Hey there, everybody. Tony Porter. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. We got a lot going on tonight. We got a lot going on today. Yes, sirree. Payoff pitch tonight, 1964, Pepitone, April 19th, 1964. It is the Yankees at Baltimore, and it's Daly versus Pappas. Bud Daly, the lefty, versus Milt Pappas, the righty. And we're right about to get this underway. Don't want to take too long, but we will. There is some news, and it seems like Joe from Payoff Pitch has announced that he will be changing his fatigue system. Yeah, the fatigue system that uses a card. Well, he'll be changing that, and there'll be a die, and then you'll have to look at a chart, and so it's going to be a little bit more complicated, and I don't really totally see why. I mean, it's fine if you want to change your system, and there's no problem with that. It is just that you're making something that's already simple and already works, and it's already popular, and you're adding something complicated. And that's okay because it's your game and you can do what you want. But what you don't want to do is alienate those people that like the game the way it is. So you want to keep that. Don't eliminate that. Just keep that and then add this other section to the game, add it to the rules, and then you will have a good game. So I'm going to wait a couple of minutes here. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. We're going to start off. I'm going to start the game. This is C&D Baseball TV. Your host, Tony Porter. Let's do this. Playing Payoff Pitch. Milt Pappas versus the lineup cards are exchanged at home plate. And it's going to be Phil Inns, the shortstop, followed by Bobby Richardson, the second baseman. Batting third is Roger Maris in right field. Mickey Mantle in center. Tommy Tresh, a left fielder. Pepitone, the first baseman, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Blanchard, Johnny Blanchard, the catcher. Cleve Boyer, batting eighth at third base. And the pitcher, batting ninth. All right. And it's Bud Daly versus Jackie Brandt. We have news tonight about Payoff Pitch and some things that are going on. Now, I got the new 72 card set, but it seems that there's 46 cards that have errors on them. And that's the first thing that's come out tonight early on. 46 cards. So somebody must have gone through the cards and reported it to Joe. They go over 100. You know that this goes up to 99, but there's some results that go up to 115. I think he said it was, and there's no such thing as that. And he already has a bunch of sets made up. Now the cards changed a little bit. Cards are a little bit larger. The font is a little bit larger. He added actually originally he was going to add the dates that the players played for everyone, but he realized, hey, that's excessive. All I need to do is find those players that joined the team later and add dates. Like Ollie Brown plays from May 18th to June 28th. That makes more sense, but it's only on those players. It isn't on every single player, just on the players that didn't play the whole season with their team. Like Kurt Motton, he played from June 23rd to September 20th. He was probably traded and that sort of thing. So you'll see that. The ballpark card looks a little bit different. Got pink on the right side. Looks. I think it's good change because it's easy for your eye to differentiate the error from the range. I like that. And Archamsky played with the A's from June 30th to July 18th. About 18 games. So, but there are about 46 cards that have mistakes on them. So if you want a set without mistakes, he's not going to replace them right away, he said. He's going to sell all the ones he has with mistakes on them first. So if you want that set, you buy it now. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait till the second round that he goes out and he prints. So just a heads up. And let's get started. Let's throw some dice. Here's Milt Pappas. Sets and deals. Set wines and deals to Phil Linz. All right, that's a 10. And that's a tough 25. Against a right, he's a strikeout. So Linz swings and misses. And that's one down. Here's Cleve Boyer. And again a 10, which is a tough, and a 59. There's a base hit. No, it's not Cleve Boyer. What's going on here? What the heck? And all the cards are a mess. Let me fix them. It's supposed to be Bobby Richardson. Maris. Hold on a second. Maris, Mantle, Tresh, Pepitone, Blanchard, Boyer, and Daly. Jeez. All right, a 10 and a 59. That's a tough 59, and that's going to be a fly ball right field. Over is Sam Bowen, and he makes the catch. 2 down, and here is Roger Maris. And that's a 7. That's in play, 76. And that's a fly ball into center. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no score. And the Orioles do up. Jackie Brandt leading it off against Bud Daly. Bud Daly, 3-2 with a 4.63 ERA. And that is a 5, a tough, and a 64. Tough 64 against a lefty. And that's going to be chopped to second, gloved by the second baseman. Richardson over to first. 1 down. Bob Johnson. Bob Johnson's a righty, batted versus lefties, batted .259, hit 2 home runs. These are actual lineups. That's an 8. That's a patient. A patient 59. And that's a fly ball, right field. Towards the line is Maris and makes the catch. 2 down. And here's Boog Powell, lefty. Big power hitter. That's a 7 in play 12. And that is going to be a base hit for Powell. Lines 1 to right center field. Next is Norm Seaburn against Daly. And that's a 4. A 4 is a tough, and 8 tough 18. And that's strike 3. Now retires side, no runs, 1 hit. Go to the top of the second. No score. All right, here's Mickey Mantle. Pitch from Milt Pappas. That's an 8. It's an in play, 74. And that's a fly to center field. A few steps over to his right is Brandt, makes the catch. 1 down. Tommy Tresh, switch hitter, batting from the left side. That's a 10, which is a tough, and a tough 45. That's strike 3. Second strikeout for Milt Pappas. Here is Joe Pepitone. It's the Pepitone replay. And that is a 10. It's a tough 0-4. Strike 3, and that retires aside. Back-to-back Ks for Pappas in that inning. Bottom of the second, no score. It's going to be Orsino, Bowens, and Robinson. Brooks Robinson. Probably one of the top 5 third basemen of all time. That's an 8. It's a patient 0-9. That should be a base on balls, and it is. So Orsino walks. He's on first. His speed is a 5. I already put the Yankees, that the team I'm going to be using to replay, I already put them in some protectors. You just use the regular baseball protectors. Let me see if I can show you what they look like. Oh, here it is. These are the protectors you want to get. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. They're called Ultra Pro 2 5/8 by 3 5/8. They're the standard baseball card protectors. All right, one on, nobody out. Here is Sam Bowens, and that is a 7 and 84. 7 is in play. 84 is a ground ball to short, and we're going to use that same die roll as a 7. That is going to be a grounded to shortstop, and that is Linz. Flips to Richardson to throw to first, and in time. There's a 6-4-3 double play. Here's Brooks Robinson. 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the second inning. That's a 5 and a 58. A 5 is a tough, then a 58 is a fly ball right field. And right there is Maris. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, none left. Johnny Blanchard, the lefty catcher, is leading off the top of the third inning. Milt Pappas. Pappas was 16-7 with a 2.97 ERA. That's a 7 and a 96, and then play 96. And that's a fly to right field. Over is Bowens and makes the catch. 1 down. Here is Cleve Boyer. Pitch to Boyer. That's a 9er. That's in play, and an 85 in play. And that's chopped to short. Shortstop gloves it over to first in time. 2 down. And here's the pitcher. He's an 11 hitter. That's a snake eyes. It's a wheelhouse 0-4. And that is going to be against an 11. 0-4 is going to be a ball that is driven in the gap. And that's going to one-hop the wall. So Bud Daly with a double into second base. The throw not in time. So it's a 2-out double by the pitcher, and here comes Phil Linz. And that is an 11-60. An 11 is defense, and a 60 could be a range play. It's an error, so there's not going to be, and we're going to make that a, let me see. It's a line. When the next one is a line out to the second baseman. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, bottom of the third. And it's going to be Jerry Adair, the pitcher, Pappas, and then the top of the order again, Brandt against Bud Daly. Bud Daly didn't really pitch all that much. He pitched 35 innings, gave up 37 hits. That's an 11 and 98. That's defense in 98. Is going to be a ground ball to short. Glove by Linz over to first. One down. Here's a pitcher. It's a 5-pitcher hitting card. So Milt Pappas at the plate. He is a righty hitter. That's a 4. It's a tough 55, and that's strike 3. Second strikeout for Daly in this game. So, yeah. So the news tonight is that it seems Joe's going to be changing his fatigue system. And he's going to be adding a die and a chart. So once you get the pitcher tired, you're going to have to roll another die, and then you're going to have, for the result, you're going to have to look at a chart to see what it comes up. And so what I did was I asked him if he could keep the inning the way it is now for the guys that are used to it and just are fine with it. And if he could add the batter's face, that would be cool. So then guys that want to use his new system, great. The guys that want to stay with the old system, that's okay too. That way everybody's happy. Well, his response to me was that he's the designer, he makes the decisions, and he'll decide what he wants to do. And I never challenged what he wants to do. I told him that, hey, it's your game, you do what you want, but if you could leave batter's face down there for us, so the guys that want to keep on playing it the way they know it, they could do that. And he never responded to that. He totally ignored that. I also asked him why the change in the fatigue, something that really is not a major, I don't know if it's a major point in the game. I know guys don't mind fixing the fatigue a little bit. The fatigue was a little vague. All it has is 8. You know, and I accept that. I mean, guys are right. You know, it is a little vague just putting 8 there. Maybe, you know, you could put the batters faced, like most other games use batters faced. And of course, if he wants to create this new system, there's nothing wrong with creating the new system. Hey, you can do that. You know, but also there's been an announcement that there's 46 cards that are have errors on them on the new 1972 set. So that's a heads up. So if you buy the sets within the next month or so, you're going to have errors on a bunch of cards. So it doesn't mess up the game, but it does have numbers going beyond 99. I think there's some cards have numbers up to 115, and that doesn't exist in the game. So anyway, we go to the bottom of the third inning. There's 2 outs, and here comes Jackie Brandt, center fielder. He grounded out in his first at bat. That's going to be a 6 and a 44, and that's an in play. And a 44 on the left side is going to be a ground ball to third. And over to first, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. We go to the top of the fourth. Pretty good, close game here. Top of the fourth is Bobby Richardson leading it off. And that's an 8 and a 10. 8 and a 10 is in play, and a 10 is going to be a base hit for Richardson. He's on with a single. And here's Roger Maris. Power hitter Roger Maris hit 26 home runs after known for his 61 home runs. That's a 10 and a 47. A 10 is a tough, and a 47 is going to be a ground ball and through into center field for a base hit. Runner will stop with nobody out. Will stop at second base. And here's Mickey Mantle. Mick bats from the right side. Well, he's a switch hitter. He's batting from the left side. And here's a pitch, and that is a 7 to 70. And against a right-handed pitcher, that's grounded to second. Will that be a double play? And it will not be. It's going to be a fielder's choice. So that puts runners on first and third. Mick is on at first. Is he a base stealer? No, he is not. He has 6 stolen bases, so I'm not going to steal with him just yet. Later on in the season, I may get frisky a couple of times, first and third. So like I normally play, I try to keep on first and third, I try to keep the infield halfway. Tommy Tresh. Here's the pitch to Tresh. That's a 7 and a 31. Oh, that just missed being a wild pitch. But a 7 is an in play, and I thought that was a 30. Yeah, 31. It's a 7 in play, and a 31 is going to be just missed being a base hit. That's going to be popped up right side, first baseman. Seaburn, he's there, makes the catch. 2 down. Pepitone has a chance to drive in a couple of runs here. He's got 1 home run in the first game of the season. This is his 4th game. Have all the stats. That's a 7. That's in play. It's going to be a 66. In play 66, and that's chopped to short. Shortstop steps on the bag, and that is a fielder's choice, and that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, couple left, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. This game's moving along. All right, and it's a 10 and a 56. That's a patient. 56 versus a lefty, and that is a flat right. On the run is Maris, and he tracks it down. Daly winds and deals to Powell, and that is a 10 patient 58. Patient 58, ball 4. Powell trots on down to first with a walk. Here is Norm Seaburn. Pitch, and that's a 6.55. That's in play, and a 55 versus a lefty. It's going to be a flat left. Tommy Tresh hauls it in for out number 2. And here's John Orsino. That's a 5 and an 0-4. That's a tough 0-4. Strike 3. That retires the side. No runs. No hits, a walk. 1 left. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Hope everybody's doing well out there. I don't know what else is going on in YouTube land. It's kind of quiet. Usually when it's quiet over here, it's because there's some other stuff going and there's a lot of people talking and stuff like that. I didn't check. I usually check before I go on. Let me see if there's anybody else is streaming right now. Let me see. I don't see anybody else streaming. Just guys must be just doing their own thing right now. I don't see anybody else on here. All right. So it's the top of the fifth. It's going to be Blanchard, Cleve Boyer, and Bud Daly versus Milt Pappas. Pappas can go 8. Both pitchers can go 8. And that is an 8 and a 61. That's an in play. 61 is a grounder to short. Tough hop. Nice play by Johnson over to first in time. 1 down. Here is Cleve Boyer. Boyer versus righties batted 204 with 4 home runs. That's a 5 and a 12, and that's a tough 12. Strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Pappas in this game. And the Orioles definitely have the edge pitching-wise in this game. And that's a 4. That's a patient 62. And that's an 11, patient 62. And that is a fly ball right field. Under it is right fielder Bowens, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the fifth. All right. Sam Bowens. Pitch from Bud Daly. That's an 8 and an 84. Patient. A patient 84 against a lefty. And that is a grounder to short. Gloved by Linz. Low throw. Scooped out by Pepitone, who's won a couple of... He actually won 3 gold gloves, Joe Pepitone. And some payoff pitch news, guys. He's changing the fatigue system. He's adding a system with a die. Once the pitcher becomes fatigued, you start rolling the die. You look at a chart. You know, I asked him why, but no response. Just crickets. And I asked him, please leave the inning and add batters faced if you can. So the guys that don't want to use that new, more intricate system of yours, they can just stick to the old system that nobody has a problem with. I don't have a problem with the system that's in effect right now. That's a 6. It's an in play, and it's a 14. In play 14. That's going to be a base hit for Brooks Robinson. That's the second hit of the game against Daly. Jerry Adair. And Adair is not a great, against lefty, is not too shabby in terms of strikeout. 2 toughs there. You know what? We're going to try hit and run, see what happens. Oh, just what the doctor ordered. All right. We got a rare play here. Rare play chart. So let's roll 2d6. And that is an 11. And that's a reroll 2d6. If that roll is higher than the pitcher's hold rating, hold is a 4. Balk is called. Runners advance 1 base. Okay. So if the re-roll is equal or higher than the pitcher's hold rating, it's a balk. It's a balk. That's very rare. Runner to second and Adair now. So much for the hit and run. All right, and that's a 6 and a 69. A 6 is an in play 69. It's going to be a grounder to second. That's going to move the runner over. And here comes Pappas with 2 outs. Go ahead run at third base. No runs have been scored in this game. We're in the bottom of the 5th. It's Milt Pappas versus Bud Daly. They both can go 8. That's a 5 and a 91. That's a tough. And it's the pitcher hitting card, and he's a 5. 91 is a strikeout, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, and we move to the top of the 6th inning. Hey, Clinton Parks. Did you hear the latest news, my friend? Did you hear that 46 players have errors on them on the 72 set? Joe is not happy. And 2 weeks ago, I sent him an email. Well, you know, I mentioned I wrote it on the forum. And I said, Joe, make sure you vet those cards, because if you're going to have errors on those cards, you're going to get some, you're going to get some bad news. You're going to get some bad reports, bad publicity, and nobody wants that. So make sure they vet those cards. And guess what? He didn't vet the cards very well, because 2 days after guys started getting them at their home, 2 days or 3 days ago, guys said in Minnesota, said, hey, I got my cards. And guess what? He went through the cards and he found some of the numbers go up to 115. And his game only goes up to 99. So you got 46 guys with, it's not the end of the world. It's still playable. But he says he's not going to send out corrections because he's got a lot of stock, and he wants to sell his stock the way it is. So he's not going to send out corrections right now, that's for sure. All right, we'll go to the top of the sixth. Plus, he's changing his fatigue system, and I mentioned that already a couple times. Guys can talk about that. That's in play, and a 68 in play. It's grounded to second base, gloved by the second baseman, Jerry Adair. And Adair throws out Linz for out number 1 in the top of the sixth. Milt Pappas to Richardson, who's 1 for 2. And that's an 8 and a 16. An 8 is in play, and a 16 is a base hit. Line, base hit center field. Played by Brandt, gets it in to Adair. Runner on first. Here's Roger Maris. Maris is a dangerous hitter. He's a left-handed hitter. One swing of the bat. Yankees have a lead right here. What's Roger Maris going to do? Let's find out. Pitch from Milt Pappas. And that's an 8 and an 83. And an in play 83. Ooh, that could be a double play. An 8. Nope, it's a 5. So that's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. And Maris is going to trade places with Richardson. He's on at first. And here comes Mickey Mantle, 2 out, 1 on. Pitch to Mick. Switch hitter batting from the left side. That's a 7 and a 23. 7 is in play. 23 is a base hit. And runner will go to third base. I'm pretty sure Maris is at least a 6. He's a 7, so he'll make it to third with 2 out. Told Joe there's nothing wrong with the game the way it is, but if you want to change it, that's up to you. It's your game. But at least put the batter's face and leave the inning for the guys that want to continue playing it the way it is. And then they have that option to change or to play it the way it is. That's all I said. But I think he got offended. I don't know. That's a tough 22. That's strike 3. Side retired. So Tom Tresh strikes out. He batted .246 versus right-handers. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Bud Daly versus Jackie Brandt leading off. Brandt grounded out twice today. And that's a 6 and a 97. 6 is in play, 97. It's a fly to left field. In the gap on the run is Tresh, and he runs it down. Here's Bob Johnson. He's 0 for 2. That's a 4 and a 27, a tough 27, strike 3. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts for Bud Daly. Hey, if I get both these pitchers to go complete games, I'm in heaven. And it's a 55, which becomes a patient 38 against a lefty. That's ball 4. So Boog Powell's been on base all 3 times, 2 walks and a single. And up comes Norm Seaburn. Seaburn hit 12 home runs. Not a lot of power, but he's in the cleanup spot. These are actual lineups that I'm playing. That's 10 and a 71. A 10 is patient. 71 versus a lefty is, oh! He gets plunked. That's going to put runners on first and second. And here comes John Orsino. Orsino versus a lefty batted 188, but he's in there versus all the lefties. He's the catcher. That's a 52 and a 6. A 6 is in play. 52 is a blank. And that's going to be fly ball right field. Can of corn for Maris. And that retires the side. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Pappas versus Pepitone. Pepitone's 0 for 2. Grounded out and struck out. Here's a pitch. That's a 5 and a 61. That's a tough 61, and that is chopped to short. Shortstop waits back. Now charges over to first, one down. Johnny Blanchard. Blanchard batted .247 versus righties. That's a 7 and 64. That's in play. In play 64 is a grounder to short, two down. And here's Cleve Boyer. Cleve Boyer with a 5 and a 98. A 5 is a tough. A 98 is going to be a fly ball to left field to retire the side. No runs, no hits. All right, we go to the bottom of the seventh inning. Sam Bowens. And that is 7 in play 75. In play 75, and that is a fly ball. Line to center. Right there is Mantle to haul it in. Here's Brooks Robinson. Daly with the pitch. And that's a 6 and a 27. A 6 is in play. 27 is line. Base hit for Robinson. Played on a hop by Mantle. Gets it in. And Robinson is on at first. Here's Jerry Adair. Sets and deals. That's a 9 and a 22. A 9 is a patient. And a 22 is going to be a little looper into center field, and it drops in front of Mantle. And stopping at second base is Robinson. He had to hold up. Didn't know if Mantle was going to catch it or not. And here's the pitcher spot in the bottom of the seventh. We will let him bat. And here's the pitch, and that's we're going to call that an 8, an 8 and a 41. That's a patient and a 41, and that's going to be a ground ball to third base on an 8. Is a double play there, and it's going to be a 3-6-3, and they turn it. Yankees turn it, get out of the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left, and we go to the top of the 8th inning. We got a 0-0 tie. It's going to be Pappas versus the pitcher. And, I let the pitchers go. 7, old school. In play, 80. In play, 80, and that is a fly to center field. Right there is Brandt. Cruising over and settles under it, hauls it in for the out. 1 down, and it's Phil Linz. Phil Linz with an 8 and an 84, and that's an in play 84. And that is ripped to shortstop. Go to first, 2 down. Here's Bobby Richardson. And Bobby Richardson, a 7 in play 94. And that is skied left field. And Boog Powell is there to haul it in. We've gone 7.5. No score. This is a clean game, one of the cleaner games. That's why I stick with that. That is third-base baseball. You're fine, dude. You play whatever you like to play, and you enjoy your games, and you always, share your results and all that. That's cool. So there's nothing wrong with that. You enjoy your game, or whatever games you play. Bud Daly versus Jackie Brandt. This is the top of the order. Brandt's 0 for 3 today. There's no boost for going a certain number of innings, without allowing a run. You actually get to keep you don't go to your fatigue card. All right, here's a pitch. That's an 8 and a 29. That's a patient. And a 29 is a base on ball. So the leadoff batter is on. And he's got 1 stolen base, so he won't be running. Bob Johnson. Not really a hit and run guy, but you know what? We're going to try hit and run. Let's do it. Second hit and run I try. And that's a 42 and a 9. A 9 is a patient. A 42 is going to be a base hit, and runner's going to make it to third base. So now the Yanks are in trouble. Runners on first and third. They're going to have to bring the infield in here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Can't let a run score here. Here's Boog Powell. Infield's in. Here's a pitch. And that's a 5 and a 71. That's a tough. and a 71. It's strike three. Big K. Boog Powell must have had a lot of strikeouts. Holy smokes. Not really. 400. Yeah, he struck out once every 4 times at bat. He only had 400 at bats. So he must have been injured that season. Here's Norm Seaburn. Infield has to be playing it again. No chance, no way to do anything different. That's an in play 49. And against a lefty, that's going to be a ground ball to third base. And we're going to have to look at the chart for this. So it says if the 2d6 is roll 2d6 and compare total to lead runner. No, that's not it. Here it is. No, that's not it either. And that's not it either. All right, roll 2d6. No, that's not it. Holy crap. It's not there. Not there. Should be this one. And field in. Ba-ba. All right, bases aren't loaded. So if bases are loaded, no, they're not. Or, and the roll is 6 or less. No. If the bases are not loaded, so that's my situation there. Bases are not loaded. They're first and third. And the roll is going to be a 6. Runner at third is out at home. Batter safe. Runners advance 1 base. There's going to be a play at the plate. Here's a throw from the third baseman, Boyer, and it's right on the money. He's tagged out. So it's going to be a 5-2. And Seaburn is on a fielder's choice, first and second. Here's Orsino. So the Yanks are 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Here's the pitch from Daly. It's a 7 and a 70. That's an in-play 70. It's going to be a fly ball in the gap after it is Mantle, and he runs it down to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit. Wow. They just somehow got out of that jam. And here's the top of the ninth. Here's Pappas versus Roger Maris. And that's an 11. That's a defense 67. And that is line and caught by the first baseman. 1 down. Mickey Mantle is next. What happened there? The black die. Here it is. They got another black one there. All right. And Mickey Mantle batting from the left side. And that's going to be a 46 and a 66. Well, it was. Wait a second. It was. Okay, so that was a line out. This is a 66, which is in play, and it's a 46. And an in play 46, and that is a grounded at third. Right there is third baseman, gloves it over to first, and Robinson throws him out, 2 down, and here is Tommy Tresh. That's an 8 and a 73. That's in play 73. That's fly ball center field. Right there is Brandt, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. We are in the bottom of the ninth. No score. How do you like that? All right. And that is a 5 and a 44. It's a tough 44, and that is a 44 is a base hit. A tough 44 is going to be a base hit. Bowens singles. He's on at first. Robinson is going to be bunting. He's going to square. Here's a pitch, and it's a good sacrifice back to the pitcher. Pitcher off the mound, picks it up, throws to first. The winning run is at second base. Here's a dare. Here's a pitch, and that is a 6 and an 82. 82 is grounded to short. Runner will hold. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. Pinch hitter for the Orioles. And well, of course, we're going to have a new pitcher as well. So it's going to be Willie, not going to be Willie Kirkland. It's going to be Luis Aparicio is going to pinch hit. And here's a pitch. When he runs at third base, that's an 8 and a 34. 8 is a patient, 34 against a lefty is a base on balls, so Aparicio walks. And we're going to bring in a new pitcher for the Yankees. A guy named Mickelson. I lost his card the other day. Pete Mickelson's coming in. He's replacing Daly. All right, 2 on, first and second, 2 out. Pete Mickelson is in there. He's going to be facing Pappas. Daly went 8 and 8.2. Here's a pitch from Pete Mickelson out of the stretch. And that is an 11, defense 97. And that's going to be line and caught by Joe Pepitone. Down on one knee. Great catch to rob Brandt of a hit and save the game. And Mil Pappas already got pinch hit for, so we're going to get a relief pitcher here. And we're going to do a lefty, Haddix. And he actually went 9. And Haddix is in there. Here's a pitch from Harvey Haddix to Joe Pepitone. That's a 9, which is a tough, and a 57. It's a lefty. And that is a fly to left, 1 down. Johnny Blanchard, another lefty's up. Slide this down just a little bit because I got I'm moving up. I'm going to have to start following, staying in the same column. That's a 5 and a 21. That's a patient. Patient and a 21 is a base on ball. So the Yanks have a base run. It's Johnny Blanchard. Now we're not putting a pinch hitter in. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. That's a 10. A 10 is a tough. 0-6 is strike 3, and he strikes out Boyer. And we just brought in Mickelson. So we're going to let Mickelson bat. I'm not. Mickelson is a 1. He's terrible. But I'm not switching pitchers right now. Maybe if he was in scoring position, but he's only at first base. All right. So here's a pitch. He's going to be Mickelson is up. And that is an 8, a tough 0-6, and that is strike 3 to retire the side. No runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 10th. And we're going to continue to follow this line now. So that is 9 is over. And now we're going to continue to follow that line. It's going to be Bob Johnson leading it off. And that's a 9.48. A 9 is a tough 48 is a strikeout. 1 down. Nine and a 21. tough, and a 21 is a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Pete Mickelson, so I made a good decision of not pulling him out. Hey, here's an 86 and a 7. That's an in play 86. And that is chopped to second, gloved by second baseman Richardson, and that retired aside. 3 up, 3 down. That was 10. There we go, top of the inning. Harvey Haddix is still in there. He can go 2. And it's a 7 and a 63. A 7 is tough. And a 63 is a chopper to second baseman. Waits for it to come down. And Jerry Adair throws out Linz. Here's Bobby Richardson, who's got a couple of hits today. That's a 6 and a 53. That's in play. 53 is not going to do it. And that's going to be a ground ball. That's gloved by the third baseman. Brooks Robinson over to first. 2 down. Here's Roger Maris. We have no power at all. We haven't, Jesus. Not rolled anything worthwhile in this game. That's a snake eyes and a 54. That's ballpark. 54. It's going to be too high. That's going to take us to in play. Let's see what happens. In play on Maris's card against a lefty. And that is chopped to third. Robinson charges on the run. Throws him out. 3 up, 3 down. You know what? I should have put that in here. 4, G5, and G5. The reason I do that is because I'm in extra innings, and that way I don't have to run out of space. All right, so here's Mickey Mantle. And that's a 2 and a 4 and a 60 that's in play. Against a lefty, a 60 is not going to do it. It's chopped to second. Wait a second. Hold on. This was the 9th. No, this was the 10th. This is the 11th. Now we go to right here. So this is Orsino's up. Orsino with a 4 is in play and a 60. He's a righty. And that is a grounded to second base. All right, and here's Sam Bowens. It's a 5 and a 28. It's a tough 28 strikeout. And now it's Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson with good power. One swing of the bat could end this game here. And that's a 9 and a 0-8. A 9 is a tough 0-8 is a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Mickelson. And we go to the top of the 11th. Mickey Mantle leading it off. And it's a 7 and an 18. That the 7 is a tough and an 18 is a K. Tommy Tresh. Tommy Tresh is 0 for 4 today. Struck out a couple times. That's a 5 and a 60. That's a patient 60 against a lefty. And that's a hit by pitch. So he's on. Hit by pitch. So Tommy Tresh had 13 stolen bases, was never caught. I'm going to pull a card on him. Let's see who's the catcher. It's Orsino. And Orsino has a forearm, I believe. Yeah. So he's going to be way up there. Let's see. Oh, safe. Normal is out. Let me look at the chart. I don't remember it, but I know he is a Tresh is a base stealer A. And an A4 is this is going to be good. Yep. He's excellent. So he's going to steal second base. That puts the go-ahead run at second for Cleve Boyer. Wait a second. Now Johnny Blanchard should be up. Wait a second. Oh, no, Pepitone. Pepitone's up. All right, so 1 out. Pepitone's up with a winning run at second base. He's got the opportunity to be a hero here. Here's a pitch from Haddix. And that is an 8 and a 76. That's not going to do it. A tough 76 is a fly ball center field for out number 2. And here's Johnny Blanchard. And that's an 11. Ballpark 48. He's a lefty. That's going to be a wheelhouse. And a wheelhouse against a righty. Oh, he's got no home runs against lefties. That's a 53, and that is going to be a fly ball deep left field. Back goes the left fielder, and he tracks it down. Nice catch by Boog Powell at the warning track. Hey, Kevin Hayes, how are you, brother? Okay, and we are in the bottom of the. That was the 10th. It was 0-0. Then the 11th. I believe we're in the bottom of the 11th. No, this is the bottom of the 12th. That was the top of the 12th. No runs, no hits. Now we go to the bottom of the 12th. This is going to be an all-night affair. I'm seeing that right now. And we got second baseman, and then we're going to follow it up with the pitcher, who we will probably Haddix pitched 89 innings. So that's a 4 and a 23 in play, and an in play 23 is a base hit, lines it, frozen rope off the bat of Adair. Here is the pitcher, Haddix, who's a 1. We will grab a pitcher hitting card. That's a 1. Oh. And he's going to bunt. Bunt rating on Nicholson is A. No, actually, it's not Nicholson. It's Haddix. Haddix is a D. So we're going to pull a card for a D, and it's a good bunt to the first baseman. Over to second, if that's covered first. Second baseman at first. And the winning run is at second base. And here is Jackie Brandt. Pitch from Mickelson. And that is a 7 and an 87 that's in play. 87 is a grounded short. Runner will hold. And here's a pitch to Bob Johnson. So an 11 defense, 44. That could be an error. See what that happened. Or a range play, center field. Range for Mickey Mantle. Range for Mantle in center field is an F. So this is going to be a base hit. What kind of a hit? And this could be the ball game right here. It's going to be a range. It's going to be a base hit, and they're going to wave. They're going to wave Adair home. Here's the throw from Mantle, the tag, and too late. Ball game over. RBI single, and Bob Johnson with 2 outs in the bottom of the 12th. 1 run on 2 hits, wins the game, 1-0. Baltimore Orioles. Ouch. That stung. So a ball that Mickey Mantle, with the terrible range in center field, you'd never think he had such terrible range. That's hard to believe. But Mickey Mantle with terrible range in center field he's 33 years old. I guess he started to lose range at that point. And game is over. The loss is going to go to Mickelson. And Mickelson goes 1, 2, 3 innings actually. Pitches 3 innings. No. Yep, he pitches 3 innings. And he takes the loss. The win's going to go to Haddix. Haddix pitches 1, 2, 3 innings as well. And the final score is 1-0 Baltimore over the Yankees. And I'm looking for a pen here just to. So 1-0. 1-0. And the Yanks had how many hits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits. No errors. There's no errors in this ball game. And hits here were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits for the Orioles. So no runs for the Yanks, 5 hits, no errors. Orioles 1 run, 8 hits, no errors. Hope everybody's doing well. Have a great night. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, Payoff Pitch Baseball.